Hey guys, welcome to Hi Ho Studios. I'm joined in the cave today with Carl and Jan, as always. Today I thought we would look at some actual podcasts, watch them together, crit them, see what works, what doesn't work, maybe identify some styles people are using, that sort of thing. Jan, you, I think, are the biggest consumer of podcasts. So do you want to tell us what we should start looking at? What ones do you watch?
I think first thing to note is that I'm actually more of an audio-only kind of listener. So I don't actually watch a lot of podcasts. Mainly I listen.
Okay.
But one of the podcasts that I listen to also has a video version on YouTube. So maybe we can start there.
Okay.
His name is Jay Klaus. You can find him on Spotify. His podcast is called Creator Science.
Okay.
I like that because it covers a lot of things that are part of our industry. But I think one of the things that's great about Jay is he has a lot of guests and he has great production.
Okay.
So it's a good mix of all sorts of things. The content is right for me, but it's also done really well.
Okay, cool.
And is it sponsored by a specific brand?
No, it's his. There, it's up on the screen there. So, he has a good setup. I think he is very natural on camera.
Let's take a watch.
Yeah, okay.
The more I use AI, the more I'm faced with the question, is AI going to destroy my business?
That's like the first thing I asked. And I got a funny response yeah, it's going to pretty much replace it.
In this video, I talked to Mark Schust, one of the first creators I saw becoming an adapter 2 years ago. We compare notes and predictions about what a future of AI means for creators and how you can prepare for it. Thank you to 1 of 10 for sponsoring this video. You were somebody that got started playing.
Did you see how he brought up those little snippets on his blackboard behind him there?
Yeah.
That's great for video.
Yeah, so nice production quality there. But is this a podcast?
Well, yes.
Because this looks like a YouTuber.
Yeah, but this is the whole thing.
So he's taken his YouTube content and turned it into an audio podcast.
I think it was the other way around. I think he started audio and this is... I actually don't know.
Yeah.
This is what's so weird is I never watch YouTube. Okay, maybe not never. Never is an exaggeration. In terms of podcasts, I only listen on Spotify, personally, right? So I have listened to Jay for ages, but I never watch his content on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube and on the far left, there's a menu bar. If you scroll down on that menu bar, you'll see podcasts, and that's where all the podcast content sits.
He's in the podcast section, and he calls himself Creator Science Podcast. And he refers to himself as the Creator Science Podcast.
Whether you're a podcast not could really just be up to you.
I mean, I think the lines are blurry.
He's just, it just seems like a high production value.
Very nice production value.
And I think we're surprised to see him on YouTube with this production value because we've just never watched him before. But I mean, you wouldn't have to go this high with your production value. I mean, he's got a lot of things appearing on the blackboard and all of that sort of thing, which is all stuff that can be done. Is it necessary for a podcast?
For retaining your attention, it's great.
Yeah.
And even the way he brought in his sponsor there, really quick.
Yes, very quick, neat. I mean, for me, part of my experience in Spotify is that I'm constantly fast-forwarding through ads. If there was one thing I'd love to do in my podcast listening, it's be able to skip through ads without having to do it manually. And then also, depending on who you're listening to and where they're from in the world, sometimes those ads actually don't occur.
Yeah.
But with Jay, he blends it in nicely. It doesn't feel long-winded. It's and actually I'm surprised by that because I again don't watch him on YouTube, but the way he did that was slick and didn't cause me to want.
Well, I assume
skip.
he's going to refer again in more detail to the
To
sponsor.
the sponsor
yeah,
at some
yeah.
point.
He's
Yeah.
just introducing.
But it's a good note for people looking to sponsor podcasts. Is that's just like a sponsorship, like we would do in
Yes.
television as well, and it's
Yes.
easily skippable.
Yeah.
Where the content leans more into your brand message, you can't skip that. You're listening to the podcast for the
Yes.
content.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I guess I think it also depends if you are a sponsor of another podcast.
Yeah.
The way that that's built in is different to if you are actually the
Well, let's take a look at
business.
a local one. Let's look at what
Okay.
ProfMed did on their YouTube podcast. Because I thought that was actually quite cool
Okay.
for a South African podcast.
I went through daddy issues. You can
Oh, it's a panel
I
show.
went through like relationship issues. I went through my house being taken. You know,
Women really support women. I mean,
Is
this
it a
the thing.
facade?
Absolutely. and
it's a
I've
big
seen it.
facade.
Home, health, and everything in between. We are talking about the realities of growing up. Us three on the side of the table, myself, Latabo, Alicia, are turning 40 this year. The baby of the group
I'm not rushing, trust
is,
me.
I'm like, you're only 32. She's like, I'm 33 this year. But you already, you already have so many lessons you've learned, girl. And I love what you were telling us about your weight loss journey, getting that gastric sleeve.
Okay, so I think that's enough of that. But what I like about this is it's a podcast, but talk show.
Was it live? I heard laughter.
No, that's
Oh,
it's,
okay.
it's produced.
Okay. All right.
So it gives it that feel.
Yes,
so
yeah.
It does look
Obviously,
like a live panel.
obviously,
Yes.
yeah, obviously inspired by talk shows like in the US, like The View and things like that. But the brand integration is really clever. They've got 4
Yeah.
professional people, which is their
Yeah.
target audience, and they talk about real issues that relate to professionals.
It also really doesn't feel corporate at all.
Yeah.
It's colorful, it's modern, the ladies all look gorgeous. You know, it's something that, you know, certainly as a woman, I would love to watch. And I think this is something that's really challenging for brands is that if you've got a corporate color, you've got your CI, it's so hard not to like whitewash everything with those branded elements so that your show or your content just ends up feeling so bland.
Yeah.
And obviously,
And too advertising.
yeah, and obviously I'm very big into brand building. It's what I do all day, every day. But when you look at this, it still feels like it belongs within the brand, but it isn't like slap me in the face, Prof Med.
Yeah.
So really nicely done.
So no brand plug there at all. It's not necessary.
No,
Yeah.
I also think it's a lot more sort of casual and unscripted
Yes.
seeming,
Yes.
which makes it seem much less corporate and
Yeah.
like an
Look,
ad.
There's definitely, from a production point of view, a lot of effort that's been put into that.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
That's not rocking up and having random people around a table. It's not what we call chaos, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely produced, and I could see it's coming from a TV background,
Okay.
but
yeah.
it works really well as a podcast. And if you put that into audio,
It'll
would
work
just as well.
Just as well. Yeah.
Also interesting to note, they didn't go for the podcast style.
Yes. Talk show style.
More talk show style.
Yeah.
And that might be the influence of whoever produced it, because they like the clean look. It's about the woman. Just to say again, you don't have to have this big, fat, ugly mic
Yeah.
in front of you.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to chance it and ask Google who's got the top podcast right now and see what comes up?
Yeah.
So, Google.
Well, I'm
here's the
sorry,
chance.
I'm doing it.
I think it's Joe
went right
Rogan.
there. What is Joe Rogan?
Yeah. Then Diary of a CEO.
Okay, my list looks different.
Mel Robbins. Podcast and Chill with
So
McG.
you're looking on Spotify. So that's audio only, and you're looking on
Well, this is Spotify also.
also Spotify.
Joe Rogan at the top, Rotten Mango video. I don't know. Andrew Schultz is a comedian.
Oh.
This Theo Von's a comedian. So there's a lot of comedian stuff.
So here's another one that I listen to religiously. It's True Crime South Africa. That's
Yes,
Nicole
Nicole
Engelbrecht.
Engelbrecht, yeah.
This one is interesting in that she does all her advertising at the beginning of the show. It's one of the things I like about it is that once you get into the show, it's unbroken.
Okay.
There's no interruptions with any discussion about,
Yeah.
you know, a
Which one is
sponsor, an
that?
advertiser.
True crime.
True crime,
Okay.
yeah.
And look, and we know from the entertainment side, true crime is currently one of the biggest draw cards for any entertainment across the board. So any platform that's doing true crime is pretty big. And it's also proven, again, why local is really important. So localizing your content, you know. I think why are our podcasts important for our peoples? Because it's us seeing us. We're so used to looking at American content, and it's got nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
So True Crime South Africa is a very good example of it's big and it's very successful because it's local.
It's local, yeah. Trevor Noah is also here again. This is what I'm looking at in Spotify. Rotten Mango is also on here. I think that was on your list as well,
number
Rich.
2 on this list.
I mean, should we look at a Joe Rogan? We've got to talk about
Yeah, I mean,
biggest
we
podcasts
probably
in the
should,
world,
hey?
right?
Yeah, let's have a little look. I think we know what we're going to see. Excellent production.
Well,
It's not
great
excellent.
It's not
content.
excellent.
So that's what
Really?
I find. Look at it. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know who this dude is.
If you have an hour this week, you can learn 100 songs on the
love
piano
that.
by learning just 4 chords. These.
Okay.
Okay, Joe Rogan Experience.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Yeah.
Train by day, Joe Rogan podcast by night.
Look, we can't fault anything because he's the biggest, right?
No, but I think it's I mean, that's not amazing
How are you,
production.
man? How are you? It's a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you as well.
I really enjoyed you on the Jesse Michaels podcast.
So very
I had to have
old
you
school
on.
stuff.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, man.
But I think it's a like a shining example of just the content being everything. It's the
Yeah.
guests,
Yeah.
and just the content, and like also, it's a good example of how these episodes are cut down and used on social media like
Yes.
it's going out of fashion. Like
Yes.
you cannot escape excerpts from the Joe Rogan Experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Because
I think that's the only way sorry, Carl, it's the only way I actually ever consume Joe Rogan's content is
It's
through
through
social
Yeah.
social media.
Yeah, and that's a really good point. Is sometimes we do the long form podcast just to get the short forms right, especially when talking about brands, because that has a big impact. Yeah, sure, the content's really important, but the wide net of the shorts is really important too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's literally just got that classic red curtain behind him there.
Yeah. Which
Behind
came
the guest.
first, Joe Rogan or the red curtain?
I'm sure the red. Well,
Well, remember,
I reckon
he was already a celebrity before he started the Joe Rogan's
I mean,
experience.
Yes.
not a huge celebrity.
Well, it depends on what
yeah,
circles you're
yeah.
talking.
Well, I think that was part of the leverage that he had to make this so
Yeah,
popular.
I mean, he was big.
All I really
Big
knew
in
him from
America,
was
let's put it
the
that way.
Fear Factor host. He was that.
Well, he's the UFC guy.
I think that maybe came after.
Yeah, he was Fear Factor, but I
Yeah.
mean, that was
Either way.
huge.
Yeah, either way, I think that is the way he got into this. I mean, I had CNN going on in the hotel room this morning, and it was just on when I turned on the telly, and I saw that one of the major anchors also now has a podcast.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of these things that occurs, you know, someone who is a talented person, part of the entertainment industry. This is a wonderful offshoot for them.
Yeah.
And obviously that fame helps to launch the podcast. People will listen if they like that personality.
Yeah, it's a good point. You know, it's something you should always consider when you're putting up a podcast is to use celebrity-driven
Leverage.
right? So either in a host or in your guests.
Yeah.
You know, think about the Hot Wings pod. I don't even know if that's a podcast. I'm getting confused.
Hot Wings podcast.
That guy eats all the chilies that get progressively hotter.
I think that's a podcast.
with a guest.
With a guest.
Yeah, I don't think it. Yeah,
like
but
a
anyway.
like the most famous guests. ever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So a no-name host starts a podcast with the most famous people. And
I think it's a podcast with a gimmick.
it's a podcast with a gimmick, which we can also talk about, sometimes good, sometimes bad.
Yeah.
But what that gimmick actually did, which is very clever, is break down the very famous person's persona and resistance to talking because their eyes start tearing.
Yeah, they don't look
They're
good.
physically no longer able.
They're not. So it breaks down a little bit of the facade, right, and enables him to do some really unique interviews. So that makes his interviews with those celebrities totally unique, very sensationalist.
Yeah.
Terribly
Because
entertaining.
everybody wants to see Charlize Theron swearing in Afrikaans on the internet
And weeping.
and weeping.
Yeah.
Ruining her makeup.
And it's still
yeah.
the best Charlize Theron video ever.
Out there.
It's another example of I've never watched a full episode of that. I've just seen lots of shorts and stories and things.
I was pretty addicted to the full length show.
I mean, it's just an example of how it just gets out there.
Yeah.
And another thing about Joe Rogan is just the variety of guests that he has and the differing opinions they all have.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's quite a divisive character right now, but he does have people from all walks of life, left, right, whatever.
The audio, great.
Yes.
And people always forget about that. You know, we used to have the joke, it's called audio visual, not visual audio.
Audio first.
Because audio, you cannot watch something with bad audio,
Yes.
but you can watch something with bad video.
I've got a fantastic example
You do?
of just this.
Okay.
Okay, Richard.
So what might have happened with Joe is that was pretty good production quality 10 years ago. I'm just guessing now. For a podcast, because podcasts didn't have the high quality it does today. And then they got comfortable there, and the audience is used to it, and they're happy. Why change it?
Yeah. Okay, so go to Ali Makes Everything on YouTube. So I love this content.
Okay.
I
Hello.
love watching her, and obviously the information that she's sharing is important for me. But her first few episodes, the sound quality, terrible, hard to consume.
Okay.
Lucky for her, I loved what she has to say, and I think she's very cool. So watched it anyway. But it's gotten better over time, and I'm so grateful for that.
All right. So you were forgiving as an audience member, is what you're saying?
Well, maybe that goes back to how good your content is. But clearly, when you watch this very first episode, it's done at home, it's done with her own gear. And for something that's done like that, kudos and very, very cool. And it's not corporate. It's not meant to be for a huge audience. Her content is about knitting and what she's actually knitting right now, and so super niche.
I think when it's super niche, there's not that much content out there anyway. So you potentially settle for what you can get.
Yeah,
Well,
possibly.
it'll be interesting to watch this episode and then watch the latest one.
Yeah.
We can chat about
My
it.
name's Allie, and thank you for clicking on my video because this is my first one, so you had absolutely no precedent or reason to do that. So thank you for being here. Welcome to my library, I guess. I feel like I'm supposed to be sitting in front of a rainbow wall of yarn, but I don't collect yarn the way that I collect books, though actually I think that's not really an accurate comparison because yarn is like, in the unused state, right? Yarn is like before it becomes a finished object.
Canadian.
These are not unused. These are books that I have read. I read all of these. In that way, the knitting equivalent of this would be like if this was all finished objects, which...
And that
That's
sounds
really
not
years
great.
ago. There's simply not
So
been
it
time.
sounds not great, but it's also like, when are we getting to the knitting?
Yeah.
So just fast forward there a little bit.
How does she?
She's introducing what this is all going to be about. This is
Oh,
like
okay.
episode 1. Maybe, we should also be talking about how it's okay if your first episode is a little bit more honest.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, I'm doing this for the first time. Bear with me.
She's holding a sleeve now.
And see how it turned out. I knew my yarn was probably a little bit thicker, but like the patterns had super bulky. So like if anything, they would just end up being like a little
So
bit
this is
bigger,
really
which
good
is probably good
for
for
a
a sort of like
creator that's creating a content as themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because
And
it
it's
gives you
it's conversational.
Yeah, it's conversational, and it gives you an opportunity to go, oh, I like what she's saying. I will keep listening. If you're me, I'm going, yawn. Yawn is
It's
yawn.
knitting.
And I've dialed out like 20 minutes ago. But that's fine. That's because I'm not the target market, right?
Yeah.
So let's take a look at
This for me is
her
a
newest
little bit
stuff.
like, you know, I don't have a tremendous amount of friends who are all into knitting like I am. This is like that friend of mine who also knits.
She's your buddy.
You know, she's casual, she's quirky and fun, and, you know, this is something that I would watch because of that, and not necessarily like I feel like I need to learn something. And, you know, it's...
I just wish you put yourself in the middle of the frame.
Look, I mean, shame. I feel like maybe I shouldn't have brought this one up because she's just getting slated.
I think she's lovely.
She is lovely. I think so too.
Yeah. And I mean, the point of what we're discussing now is not to slate anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody that's brave enough to do what she's doing is commendable. But
we do have to crit it from a
we're trying
production
to
point of view.
Where I talk about what I'm knitting, how it's going, and what it's costing me. But today I
okay,
thought
already
I'd
the
tell you about
camera
some
shot's much
newer
better.
Much
knitting
better.
podcasts that I discovered recently that I
Lighting's
think
better.
might be your new favorite knitting podcast that you just don't know exists yet.
Maybe
As
the
for my
sound
knitting
isn't
today,
better.
This is my Hoya Atelier
It is
mug,
better,
which is a
right?
little
Okay.
studio in Quebec.
There's no
Out of it, I'm drinking my
mic
little slow
around.
classic
There's
roll.
no like, I can't see a
No.
mic, so it makes you feel like it's plugged into a phone or just the phone.
I love how now she's like popping up the people that she's actually knit. So that sweater that she's wearing now is, she showed the pattern, which is petite knit, which is a fantastic designer.
And she's got
More confidence.
much faster into what she wants
What
to
she's
talk
talking
about.
Less rambly, I think.
Yes.
12 times,
Yes.
which puts our current cost per wear at $7.50 Canadian or about $5.35 US.
Oh yeah, this is so much more engaging.
Yeah.
Immediately.
So one of the things I love is that she also talks about, so she talks about her projects and she talks about the costs.
I also want to tell you about the
I'm gonna
sponsors
press pause there.
So this video is sponsored by
Yeah, and I must say, my experience with brands, that's something they hate doing, is putting their costs on, because it's going to live on the internet forever.
Yeah, so this is a person who is involved in a hobby. She is knitting patterns and sharing what yarn she uses for that pattern and what it costs her where she lives.
Yeah.
And, you know, the pattern she's talking about now is I think she's Swedish. Better check that. So a European designer using yarn that's from Europe. She's in Canada. So, you know, this kind of thing is one of the challenges, is that we're an international audience, and she's referencing things that we all have access to, but she talks about what it costs her in her country, challenges she has had, sometimes with like the translations of a pattern and so on. Anyway, I'm going super deep into
knitting
I think,
theory.
I think my point though with the price thing is just that the audience is so used to knowing that price is subject to when it was released, right?
Oh yeah.
But I think brands are still scared to do that from the old broadsheet days, you know.
But
where
also,
you
like,
can't lie about
if you
prices.
just organically get served content and you watch something, you don't necessarily look at when it was made.
Oh, I do.
You can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Interesting.
If I've come across a podcast of a subject that I'm interested in and it's 5 years old, I don't even look at it. But also,
interesting.
Maybe that's because I'm into stuff where I want to learn about what's new.
Sure.
So if something's old and it's about editing or a microphone.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, it's not relevant anymore.
It's not relevant
yeah.
anymore. So
I'm watching
like
like woodworking videos and you make a table the same way you did 5 years
We're
ago.
discovering
I was going to say, let's make a podcast about our hobbies.
Any of you guys like building small caravans? Talking about hobbies and stuff like this, I'm actually a fashion influencer.
You're a fashion influencer. I could see it, but I didn't know.
No. I'm a content.
News.
I'm a content creator, influencer.
Okay.
So I wanted to show you my podcast that I've got.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Yeah.
How come I haven't seen this before?
No, just
You're about to.
Feel free to crit me on it. I hope you can hear it properly.
How's it, fam? I'm up at 4 a.m. sharp for some breathwork and vibes. Got to get my head right before the chaos. Then it's gym time, most chest days, because content is king and the pecs must pop. Quick smoothie from that Joel in Mabening, then I shoot a reel with some lekker beats. Emails, collabs, DMs, the hustle never sleeps, except. RV's all about street-style pics in Brahm, dodged a few taxis, but the drip was worth it. Drop a skincare collab, throw in a filter, and post. By 5 p.m. I'm knackered, but we still push content. Then, golden hour, brew. Dops with the Owens, catching up and hooking up with Betty's till late. Nothing beats a castle light or 10 after grafting all day. Just a day in the life, nay. Local is always lekker. That's me and that's my job.
So
How not to use AI?
I've got a few things to say about that.
So I was playing around with this the other day. So
Yeah.
we talked about, getting served AI that can do your content for you and all of that. This is unfortunately what you get. that is not me.
I
It's
like
me.
I like how you
using-
said Owens.
Well, this is just the way I talk, No, so that is an AI avatar of myself. That's not me at all. It's just based on photos. But I purposely went for South African slang that it just couldn't get.
Couldn't get right.
It was just quite ridiculous.
Yeah.
So AI is not where.
Well, also, you don't feel like you're getting real Richard there,
What are you talking about, Owens?
with the other things that we were watching, whether they are, local people or international people, you're getting real. You're getting their human emotions. You can see their faces. You can see, their feelings.
I mean, the difference between that and the stuff
Yes.
we're watching is
night and day.
Look, I think there could be some tactical ways to use this.
for comic relief.
And yeah. I mean, if you were doing a campaign about being authentic and fake, or being as fake as you can, I mean, I don't know when we would use this, but that could be really cool to do something like that on purpose, like you've just done, like facetiously destroy the poor AI, give it something it can't
Like it
do,
doesn't have any feelings.
Well, it is very entertaining.
and create some entertaining pieces like that.
I don't know about you guys. I have a lot to say about AI. I think we could do a whole other episode just on AI.
Okay, but not today, because we're about to get thrown out of the studio. Let us know what you guys enjoy. What are you guys watching? Where are you watching it? Are you listening to it? And we can chat about it more in the future. Thanks, guys, for joining us here today, and we'll see you soon. Yep.